hook with a red beard, cap, by a hook with a red beard.
Boy, man, some good games yesterday. Talking about the college football playoffs, baby. Michigan outlasting Alabama. We'll dive into that one. Also, Washington, you almost blew it. Barely holding on to beat Texas, baby. I guess in retrospect, both teams almost blew it. Michigan getting the overtime win over Alabama. Washington holding on at the last second. I think Texas just got nervous, man. It was like, holy snap. We actually got a chance. Blew it. You got to have Washington taking on Michigan, baby. Can't wait to dive into these numbers. I believe Michigan's 4.5 point favorite right now. Juiced 4.5 point favorite. Everybody likes Michigan, man. Big Ten. They've been one of the favorites all season, though. I've heard a lot of guys that I know that I like, that I look up to, talk about their Michigan futures. Big day in college hoops. If you are a college hoops fan, Big Ten kicking off their conference today. I believe there's 3, maybe 4 Big Ten games. You got Iowa taking on Wisconsin. Purdue taking on Maryland. Got some good line movement going on in that game as we speak. I just pounced all over it. We'll definitely get to my bets later in the show. Per usual, close the show with some college basketball bets. Definitely got a bunch of games elsewhere outside of the Big Ten that are some good games to watch. But just to finish off the Big Ten talk, you got Northwestern taking on Illinois as the third and I believe final game over there. ACC talk, they're keeping things rolling. Got a few games in the ACC I want to talk about. Syracuse taking on Duke. North Carolina taking on Pittsburgh are the two that I remember off the top of my head. Of course, they got some Big East action. Creighton going to Georgetown. UConn hosting DePaul. College basketball is full swing. I mean, holy coyote, Batman. We got conference plays going crazy. Only 2 conferences yet to start is the SEC and the Big 12. Both of those will start this weekend. We'll definitely preview those on schedule this week, actually. Big 12 for the 4th, and that's Wednesday, right? That's Thursday. And then Friday. It looks like I'm just going to do them both Thursday. F it. We're going to go Big 12 SEC preview Thursday. Friday, my man JCP will be here, and we'll be talking a lot of football. So I'm going to do both of those previews on Thursday. Going to preview the Big Ten today. Also, it's Tuesday. You know what that means. My college basketball power rankings, the top 10 schools on my list will come at you shortly. Break down the Big Ten college basketball power rankings, recap the college football playoffs from last night, and then we're going to close the show out with some college hoops bets. This is Captain by a Hook with the red beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs, going live on a beautiful, it's a new year, baby. The 2nd of January, we're starting the count over My favorite time of year, man. March is my favorite time of year, but this is like the all right, 90 days, baby. Lock in the next 90 days from now until April 2nd. I don't know. Just trying to think of some cheesy way to say let's get to the bacon and eggs every morning. However, decided not to. But man, oh man, college hoop season, conference play kicking off. This is the countdown to the madness of March. I haven't done the math yet, but I'll do it the same as I did last season. If anybody remembers, if anybody cares, probably not listening. You probably already skipped this part because of the timestamps, and you're already listening to the college basketball bets for the day. But I'm gonna definitely do it how I did it last year. I started breaking down teams for March Madness. I believe the last week of January. It led up perfectly to the tournaments, breaking down all the teams killed last year. That's all I want to say. College football, baby. Let's talk some college foosball here on Captain by a Hook. Get to this first game. This is Captain by a Hook with the red beard. Alabama falling to Crimson Tide. Man, oh man, was this a good game? Close game all the way through. No team got ahead by more than one score. Third quarter, 0-0. After Michigan held a 3-point lead, 13-10 for most of that. Fourth quarter, Alabama actually did score twice unanswered, taking a 20-13 lead. However, final minutes, baby. JJ McCarthy gets the Michigan Wolverines down the field. Shout out to the boy Roman Wilson. I had him anytime touchdown. Took to the last second by the hair on my chinny chin. He gets the touchdown, ties it up. 2020, going to overtime. Um, y'all know what happened from there. Michigan scores. Blake Corum gets a nice little 17-yard run. Alabama just kind of fell apart late, man. They had that game wrapped up. Defense just could not get the stop in the fourth or in overtime, and the offense stalled out in overtime, not being able to score against Michigan. I had the over 46 and a hook. That's the bet that I was sweating out the most. I think it was 45 and a hook, actually. Not captain by the hook. Captain by one and a hook. Jalen Milroe. He did run for 63 yards on 21 carries. However, passing only 116 yards, no touchdowns, 16 for 23. Wasn't like he was bad throwing the ball. Just didn't really get anything going in the air. No big plays. Nothing really popping off. I mean, the leading receiver was 47 yards for Alabama, Isaiah Bond. Chase McClellan. He did have 14 carries, 87 yards, 2 tutties on the night. Wasn't enough to secure the win. Man, it could have been. It could have been. Michigan had a 4th and 2 and down with like a minute left. Could have definitely stalled that drive out and lost the game 20-13. But they didn't. They did not. JJ McCarthy, 17 for 27. However, he did throw for 221 yards with 3 touchdowns. Quite the opposite of Milroe. Blake Corum, as I said, he did score that 1 touchdown in overtime. Also had 83 yards on 19 carries himself. JJ McCarthy with 25 rushing yards. Roman Wilson, man, getting it done. 4 catches, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. I didn't bet it. It was 3.5 his receptions. I said I think he gets 4 catches. That would have been by the hair on my chinny chin as well. Definitely sweated out that Roman Wilson anytime touchdown. It was huge. Let me tell you. But yeah, it was a good game all around for me. Good game all around for the sport. Going into overtime, dramatic loss. Michigan, man, Big Ten will be represented in the championship game, and they are the favorites taking on Washington, who should have won this game a lot easier. Had a third quarter 10-0. Most of the fourth quarter, it looked like they were just gonna run away with it. Michael Penix Jr. had a game, boy. Did he have a damn game? 430 yards on 29 of 38, 2 touchdowns himself. Dylan Johnson also rushed for 2 touchdowns, uh, 49 yards for him on 21 carries. But these receivers getting it done. Two receivers over 120 yards for Washington, Rome Udonze and Jalen Polk. Man, Texas. I did have Texas money line. I had the over as well. Happy the over hit. Quinn Ewers, 24-43. Man, just froze. Only threw for 1 touchdown, 318 yards. Bunch of running backs getting it done. A bunch of running backs fumbling it. That's honestly, when you look back at it, what won and lost this game. A bunch of fumbles from Texas. I believe they had, 3 turnovers? Maybe they had 2 turnovers. I think it was 3. Let me check it out real quick. 2 turnovers, 2 fumbles lost. Both second half, both pivotal. You just don't win when you do stuff like that. And even with doing stuff like that, you get the ball down to the 12-yard line. You got 20 seconds left. And what the hell was going on? 20 seconds left, 12-yard line. You throw up, and you didn't even look downfield. You just go run out of bounds, get no yards. Actually, lost a yard, wasted 5 seconds. He didn't even look downfield. It's not like, okay, let me just drop it off because there's nothing. He just ugh. Horrible play calling, horrible execution. Next 2 plays, they try to force it into the skinny side of the field. It's college football, man. You get the ball in that right hash mark, you need to be looking left. You got one-on-one coverage. Both your players got one-on-one coverage. There was a safety up top, but he can only help on one. I would have loved to see them do some kind of double action over there on the open side of the field. Uh, Figure out where the safety's helping and attack elsewhere. Instead, they just forced it down that skinny side of the field into triple coverage. Horrible throws, horrible decisions. Only one of them even had a chance, and it never had a chance. That throw was terrible. Should have been more of a jump ball to the inside. I mean, your receiver can't jump and keep his foot down, trying to get it down on the inside line. You got to just, I don't know. Quinn Ewers, this is my first game I watched all year. I'm not going to shit on you. But boy, oh boy, feel like you could have helped your team out a lot more those last 4 plays. They even gave you an extra second. One more play. Uno más. Big trash on the trash bag. 37-31. Washington comes away with the win. They're 14-0. They are headed to the championship game, baby. Got some Pac-12 for the last time representing. Man, it's almost bittersweet. Bittersweet. I didn't even hit me yesterday. Could have been the last day we see a Pac-12 team play in a football game. But anyway, can't wait to see Michigan, Washington tomorrow. I'm gonna dive into some of the bets, try to look at some props and stuff. First read, 4.5 is kind of big. If I had to bet it today, I might bet Washington. But I want to run the job, do some numbers, see how this line moves a little bit, see how the public's coming in, trying to fade it, trying to move things around. Definitely gonna be talking about it all week. When do they play? Next Monday? I remember they used to have like a 2-week break. But it looks like we got a week to talk about it. So definitely gonna jump on it and dive in this week. Anyway, it's Captain by a hook, baby, with the red beard. Let's jump into some college basketball power rankings. Oh, I know y'all gonna hate this week's. It's a new year. Conference play is starting. This guy is off his top. The hell is he thinking? Let's dive right into it, baby. I'm going to keep Purdue at number 1. They got a huge game against Maryland tonight. I got to bet on that game. I got Purdue at number 1. If you can put 2 and 2 together and make 4, you probably know where I'm betting. Never realized how just crooked that was. Didn't think it was supposed to be. All right. Hugo de Bonanza. Anyway, give me Purdue. They're going to be my number one team this week in the college basketball rankings. Again, they do have a huge game against Maryland tonight on the road. We've seen top dogs get slapped first game of conference play thus far. I'm talking Marquette, Creighton, and UConn all getting slapped their first game in the Big East. Virginia, who I had as the favorite to win the ACC, losing horribly. Shit. Can't remember who they lost to. And then, of course, we had Arizona. It was their second game, but they still get slapped by Stanford over the weekend, which I still can't believe. I mean, who would have thought it, huh? Anyway, Purdue, they got their first game tonight. Kind of joking with my friends to fade them first game, but I'm not. I'm gonna ride them. Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking power rankings. Give me Purdue at number one. Give me Kansas at number two. I think they're about to run this Big 12 in old school Kansas fashion. Give me UConn, baby, at number three. They got a game against DePaul tonight. They're 23-point favorites. Give me UConn to get they're number three. I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I talking about tonight's games? Who gives a damn? Talk about that later. Uh, Purdue, number one. Kansas, number two. UConn, baby, at number three. And then at number four, got to go with H-Town, undefeated, 13-0 on the season. Looking forward to them in this Big 12. I've said it at least 10 times on this show. I don't think they're going to be elite. I think they're going to get about 6 to 8 losses in this Big 12 schedule. I think they're going to be better off come tournament time for it. However, iron sharpens iron. I think they'll be a great team come tournament time. Houston at number four. At number five, I'm gonna go Arizona. I didn't drop them all the way to number 10 like the rankings did. I give teams some leeway. Still think that one of the top five schools in the nation. Still think they're the best team in the Pac-12. Still think that they're going to run the table and win this Pac-12. Also, still think they're going to be a second weekend Elite Eight, Final Four type team in Arizona. Um, this is the part that does suck. Not to even get off topic too much here, but this is what we saw. Anyway, Arizona number five. I'm not going to do that to the kid. I'm not going to do it to him. Um, I still think they're a top school. Stanford got the best of them, put up 100. Think this is a wake up call. Think they're going to tighten their defense up. Think the offense is going to continue to get better. They scored 82 points. It's not like they put up a dud. They just didn't play no damn defense. I'm gonna see how they bounce back. Monitor that over the next week or two. They continue to drop. They continue to drop. But as of now, I'm gonna keep them at number five in the nation. I think head to head, they still beat a lot of teams. Kentucky, good old Kentucky, number six, baby. This is one of those teams where I told you so. Had them in the top 10 all season, pretty much around number seven, number eight. And I got them at six this week. They're a top 10 school. I think they are. They should be. Everybody's got Tennessee this year in the SEC. I think Kentucky should be the favorite. I think Kentucky will be. Again, I just said it about Arizona, but I definitely think Kentucky's a Final Four type school this year. I've said it many times. Memphis, Kentucky, UConn, Arizona, probably going to be they're my Final Four right now. I mean, of course, brackets, you never know. These teams might play earlier in the tournament, run into each other. But anyway, Kentucky is one of my favorite teams this year. You got North Carolina. I'm gonna put them at number seven. They definitely got some good wins. They're kicking off some. Who they play tonight? Pittsburgh. That's gonna be a big, big game for North Carolina. Taking on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh at home ain't no chunk, ain't no punk. Pittsburgh on the road ain't no punk. Pittsburgh's definitely gonna put up a fight. North Carolina's just resilient though. Resilient. North Carolina, man, they're like a snake. They just suffocate you. Next thing you know, you're down 20, and they just keep running. They're not slowing it down. For Nathan, who's Nathan? I said nobody. Uh, Memphis, man. We're gonna go Memphis at number 8. Memphis been in my top 10 all year. Hard for me to take them out until they give me a reason. They got one more game, I believe, until conference play, and then I think they honestly run the table. Uh, I don't see anybody beating Memphis, man, in that conference. I mean, Florida Atlantis might put up a fight, but I think Memphis is going to take both of those games. I got Memphis as a Final Four team. Memphis as number 8 in the nation. At number 9, give me some Big East love. They took down Creighton over the weekend. Give me Marquette, baby, being one of the top schools. Shaka Smart. I'll get to you in a minute. Maybe not. I really don't care to. But geez, Louise, get the hell off the court, man. It's cute. You're getting your defensive stance and all. You got your khakis on. You're 57 years old, acting like you're 32. But you get the hell off the court, man. Do that shit on the sideline. I didn't like that he's all up on the court with it. Definitely didn't like that he was actually double the dude for 3 seconds. Caused a turnover. Sheesh. Anyway, at number 10, the school nobody believes in. Give me Ohio State, baby. That's my number 10 team in the nation. Definitely could have picked a lot of teams, but that's my top 10. Ohio State. I'm going to put them in there till somebody beats them, man. You definitely got teams like Tennessee, who are nationally ranked number 5 that I could have put in there. A few other teams, Oklahoma, Old Miss is undefeated. But I like this damn Illinois is a great team too. Can't hate on Illinois, what they're doing. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about them in a minute. They're taking on Northwestern tonight. It's a sticky situation with Illinois. But I'm gonna have Ohio State, man. I think fully healthy Ohio State, probably the best team outside of Purdue in the Big Ten. Illinois and Indiana definitely can argue that. Michigan State could even argue that. But Ohio State's actually proved it. Some great wins thus far on the season. Great true road wins as well as some great neutral site wins and home wins. So that's the top 10 for me, baby. Purdue, Kansas, UConn, Houston, Arizona, 1 through 5. Number 6, Kentucky. 7, North Carolina. 8, Memphis. 9, Marquette. And then we're going to go Ohio State at number 10. I want to talk a little bit. I'm not going to do it too long. A little bit about this Big Ten, baby. Of course, it's captained by a hook. We're talking Big Ten Conference going into conference play starting today. As I just said, I love Illinois, love Indiana, love Michigan State, like Ohio State a hell of a lot. But at the end of the day, I think this Purdue. I think this is their year, man. I don't think anybody really challenges them in the regular season. Also, yeah, damn, man. I hate when you Google something. Just never get what the hell you want. Never get what the hell you want. Anyway, I'll find it here in a second. You got Indiana right now. First place. They're 2-0 in conference play. 10-3 overall. Purdue's 1-1 in conference play. Only lost this season is to Northwestern, baby. Northwestern 10-2, 1-0. 4 teams are 1-0 in conference play so far. You got Indiana, Northwestern, Illinois, and Wisconsin, all with 0 losses. Sheesh, a bunch of teams 1-1. Too many to name. Purdue, Ohio State, Nebraska, who's actually 11-2, 4-1 game win streak. The thing about this is they're 9-1 at home. Teams like this, they usually, I don't know how to say it nicely, so F it. I'm gonna say it how I say it. You book your entire non-conference schedule at home. Usually you hit conference play and start getting that turkey dog whooped because now you're on the road. Now you're in tough environments. These kids ain't been in a tough environment. I mean, you telling me you 10-3 on the season, 10-1 at home, 0-1 on the road. That's telling me this team, Minnesota, is going to be uncomfortable outside of their home base. Nebraska, 9-1 at home, 11-2 on the season. I look for teams with a little more of a balance. Speaking of teams like Michigan, 6-7, but they're 3-3 at home, which is trash. 2-1 on the road. Uh, they have lost two in a row, but I think this Michigan team is going to make a run at some point. Michigan State, they're 0-2 in conference play, 8-5. If you think Michigan State is going to be last in the Big Ten, you a hot handful. But if you're looking at the top of this conference, Wisconsin, who started off slow, they've had some true road games. One in which they got blown out in Providence, kind of woke them up. Since that game, they've been a dominant force, not only in Big Ten play, but in college basketball play. This is the conference in college basketball. Whether you like it or not, this conference beats each other up. This conference is elite at every level. Teams like Northwestern, Nebraska, Penn State, Rutgers, Iowa, Michigan State. No matter what you think, they're going to play tough at home. And then you got the top of the conference right now, which is Indiana, Illinois, Purdue, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Northwestern. They're going to be tough. That's just what this conference is. Uh, I think Purdue's going to win it. I think they're going to end up the end of the season, maybe 4 losses, maybe 5 losses. I think they end up with the best record. I think everybody else around them gets at least 6 losses. One of my favorite things to do in the Big Ten actually is take everybody's under. Anybody under like 13 wins, I'll take an under. Under 13 and a half, give it to me. Under 12 and a half, give it to me. So that's how I like to play the Big Ten. As far as day-to-day games go, it's definitely a grind. You definitely don't want to take favorites too big on the road. Tonight, actually, I'm breaking all of those rules, taking a road favorite. But man, oh man, this Big Ten getting set up. I can't wait. Woo. Excuse me. This is a morning show, and this show is live, baby. Um, Probably talk more about the Big Ten as the week goes on. Uh, Definitely just know I got Purdue going crazy. Zach Edey, of course, is going to be up for Player of the Year. Probably going to win Big Ten Player of the Year, Coach of the Year. If I had to land on somebody, I like a guy like Brad Underwood right now. If Illinois can really keep this going, I know Illinois and that program's going through a lot, but I love what Brad Underwood's done, not only this season, but the last few seasons. But this season, they're a top 10 school, ranked number 9 right now. Big game tonight at home, kicking off the Big Ten, but I think this Illinois team is where they want to be. I think Brad Underwood is a great candidate for Big Ten Coach of the Year. Ohio State's coach, damn, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I've been trying to think of it while I've been talking. I definitely think, I mean, whoever has that run that can be second, I mean, you could definitely just cop out and give it to Matt Painter. Matt Painter, right? Max is Matt. Matt Painter for Purdue. But Chris Holtman for Ohio State doing his damn thing, and Brad Underwood for Illinois would be the two guys that I would look at outside of Matt Painter to be the coach of the year over there in the Big Ten, baby. Let's jump into tonight. Tonight is the night. Man, some great college basketball action. Great college basketball games. As always, let's look at the preview real quick. A bunch of games I want to talk about. Only 2 bets on the day. I was going to do 4, decided not to. Some line movement, maybe just kind of go heavy on some other things. So we're just going to go crazy on those 2 bets. I do want to talk about a few games, though. Iowa and Wisconsin. Big Ten kicking off. They're going to be the first game tonight at 6. Wisconsin at home -5.5. Screaming. Betting. However, Iowa, as bad as they've been, this is the Big Ten. I think the game is a lot closer than it looks. The over at 152 is a hell no. If anything, I'm playing the under here, under 152. I think this game stays in the 60s, 68, 69. I think this is a close game, a one possession game, and I think Iowa keeps it close. However, I would not be surprised if Iowa just gets annihilated because they've been getting blown the hell out. I just kind of want to test the waters with them by watching them a few games before I start fading them heavy. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Iowa's been that team this year for me at least. I bet on them 3 days in a row. They go on a 3-game losing streak. Decide to fade them. They get the shit together. So F Iowa +5.5, definitely a number I like. But Wisconsin -5.5, screaming to get bet. Just think Big Ten basketball. First game of Big Ten basketball. This game's going under, and this game is going to be a close one. Wake Forest and Boston College. Speaking of close ones, 2.5-point favorites. Definitely will have an eye on that game just as a damn fan. You got Florida Atlantic. They're 17.5-point favorites against East Carolina. Can't say I don't like it. Not going to bet it. However, 41 and 147.5 is the over there. Kind of like that. However, not going to bet it. This game intrigued me heavily. Both of these next two games. North Carolina -4.5 taking on Pittsburgh. I wrote it down last night at -3.5. Woke up, saw the 4.5, decided not to take it. Definitely like North Carolina in this game, but boy oh boy, Pittsburgh can play. And it feels like this coach, Capel, Greg Capel, Jeff Capel, somebody Capel, one of the Capel brothers. They got North Carolina's numbers over the last few seasons. Actually blew them out last year. I think North Carolina's going to struggle on the road in Pittsburgh. -4.5 would be the bet I lean to, but I'm gonna stay away from it just because of ACC. I mean, I'm not going to be scared of all conference games. You just got to be aware of what the hell is going on. Jeff Cable definitely plays great against North Carolina. Creighton, they're taking on Georgetown. Creighton -13.5. Creighton desperately looking to get their life together. However, +13.5 at home. Georgetown screaming to get bet. That's another bet that I like. Definitely going to get to my official plays here in a sequiando, a un sequiento. Vermont, baby. They're taking on Brown. Vermont -3.5. Definitely a play I like. Vermont on the money line, even -192. Yuck. For all you parlayers out there, Vermont money line might be something to look at if you just need another leg. I think they win this game for sure. Covering the spread, that's a whole different story. I can definitely see this being a 1 to 2 point game. Vermont barely edging them out. Baylor, big favorites taking on Cornell -16.5. They're still waiting on Big 12 play to get underway. Kansas State, huge favorites over Chicago State, -20 in the hook. Can Big 12 play just get started? I'm ready for all conferences to just get rolling. St. John's and Butler. That's going to be a good one. St. John's -6.5 there. Illinois. This is another one. Illinois -5.5. Screaming at me. Bet me, bet me, bet me, bet me. They're taking on Boo Booey in Northwestern. Total set at 142 in the hook. I'm going to be honest with you. I bet Fairleigh Dickinson against Illinois because of the tragic news around Shannon, with the accusations and all the legal stuff there. Illinois came out and put it on them. So this the next game. I want to take Illinois -5.5. What if this is the letdown game? Just being very overly cautious this time of year on how teams perform. I can see them getting whooped tonight. Love Illinois -5.5. However, staying away from my own health. In other news, Auburn, big favorites over Penn. Syracuse and Duke plus 14.5 on Syracuse on the road. Duke minus 14.5 at home. Camden Yards. Those Camden Crazies will be in full effect. Beautiful ACC game there. Total set at 152 and a hook. I'd play the over if I had to, but I'm going to just stay away from that. Also, if you know me, you know I love betting Syracuse as dogs in 14.5. Looking good. However, nothing on me in that game. The game of the night. None of you will believe it. The game I am looking forward to watching the most. New Mexico, Colorado State. Got big futures on both of these teams in this conference. So this is kind of a game that's like, all right, who's going to take the early lead in my heart? Who's going to take the early lead in this conference? New Mexico plus 3.5. Colorado State minus 3.5 at home. If I had to bet this game tonight, I'd bet Colorado State minus 3.5. They've just cover and cover and cover. I believe I've already won 9 to 11 bets on Colorado State as favorites. They just cover whatever the hell the number is. So if I had to bet that, hell, I might end up with a bet on Colorado State. They're becoming one of my favorite teams slowly. Shout out Nico Medved, my dog, my guy, head coach over there at Colorado State. Also, shout out to Patino, man, New Mexico's head coach, Jamal Bashburn Jr. doing the damn thing. Love New Mexico, love Colorado State. Definitely will be a game I stay up for tonight, and definitely will be a game I will be super geeked about. That went a little longer than I expected. Let's jump into these damn bets. I know that's what y'all are waiting for. Ain't it? It's Captain by a hook, baby, with the red beard, Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on a beautiful Tuesday, the 2nd of January, baby. It's 2024. Trying to make more, trying to get more money. First bet I'm gonna give you is a side, baby. I'm gonna do it. I'm taking the heavy fave. I wrote down Purdue minus 8.5 last night. Woke up, saw Purdue minus 5.5, and jumped on it. Pounced. Give me Purdue minus 5.5. Maryland has won 6 out of their last 7. However, I still think of the Maryland teams getting blown out early in the year in November. Definitely think Purdue is another level when it comes to competition. I think Maryland's going to struggle on offense to get some points. I like the over also in this game, 141.5. Thought about it at 142.5. And then I thought about Big Ten basketball and Purdue defense locking that thing up. Give me Purdue to win this game heavily, and Maryland struggling to score. I'm going to take Purdue minus the 5.5. And I think this is going to be a 12-17, maybe even a 20-point game. I think Purdue's a different animal. Of course, they could come out and not show up. We watched Arizona come out and not show up less than 48 hours ago. So definitely numbers. It's all about numbers, baby. Saw 8.5. Somehow this thing, you can't tell me that the book is off that much. Also, I like 8.5. I was going to bet this at 8.5. And you're telling me that they were that far off from 8.5 to 5.5. I'm gonna say hell to the no. Public definitely moved this line down. Maryland at home, I get it. Big Ten basketball, anybody can win. But I'm gonna take my damn chance and dance with Purdue-ski, baby, minus the 5.5. That's the bet for me tonight. Now, without further ado, I need somebody, anybody, hit me with the horns. Not hearing nothing in my earphones for some reason. Yes, sir. Franklin, Earl, Beardwinaton Beardwinaton with the best damn bet of the day, baby. Let's get things rolling right in this new year. Man, it's crazy Christmas has come and went. I was thinking about it last night. Like, man, it's really 2024. Still watching some of the Santa commercials, and you're like, man, Christmas over, bruh. The hell am I watching? John Travolta, a boogie on down. Anyway, best bet of the damn day. You know, Franklin, Earl, Beardwinaton likes his damn overs. Give me the over. I'm talking DePaul. I'm talking UConn. I'm talking over 138 and the hook, baby. That's the best bet of the damn day. I'm taking advantage of some line movements. I had this as the best bet of the day at 140 last night. I almost texted a person, take this shit before it moved to 142. Glad I did it. Let's jump on this 138. This game gets into the 140s easily. I got 77, 66. I don't think this UConn team covers this 23, but I could be wrong. I think DePaul keeps it within 12. It's just how the game goes, man. That's my projection, 77, 66. This thing gets into the early 140s, but it definitely breaks 140. If you think the Niners 23 and a half is going to hit, that's even better for the over, because that means you're looking at 86 to 60, which is over 140 if you can do the math. I don't think there's any way that Connecticut stays under 70. I'll just put it like that. And I think DePaul helps out a lot and gets over 65. And this thing gets over 138 and a half easily. About 3-4 minutes left in the game. And then we can just relax and get ready for the next one. That's going to be the best bet of the day. Over 138 and a half for UConn hosting DePaul tonight. And then, of course, my man, the Red Beard, giving you a Purdue-ski, baby. Big Ten opening the season tonight. Purdue a -5 and a hook. Anyway, you got Purdue -5.5. You got UConn, DePaul over 140 and a half. If you want to go to the college basketball preview tab, a lot of other games that I like that you could play around with. If you like it too, why the hell not? I might jump on that Colorado State. That's the one that's screaming at me the most. Colorado State at home, -3.5. Still like Illinois too a lot. But anyway, Purdue -5.5. UConn DePaul over 138 and a half. Those are going to be the two bets tonight. And I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the love. And thank you for the support. It's Captain by a Hook with the Red Beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. If you like the show, tell a friend. If you hate it, tell two. If you love it, tell the whole damn family, baby. I am Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs, going live on a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday. It is the 2nd of January, first big super Tuesday of 2024. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait. Please take all of these wagers at your own risk, and please, please gamble responsibly. Dobbs.